Okay, I just want to make a short little video for myself to, I guess, record and document for forever, for the future. Maybe one day I might be interested in seeing this. Maybe Dylan might. Uh, I came up with this idea today and acted on it right away. I may as well give the date. I don't know if you can see the calendar up there. We are today, Tuesday, November 2nd, sorry, November 3rd, year 2020, the year of the COVID, of course. And this is my office. This is what it looks like. And I was just, I just figured I would do something fun. Like I managed this year between, well, I mean, it wasn't just this year, but this year I managed to save myself $10,000. There's a stack. That's a homemade band, by the way. Made it fun. I guess I could have printed out the amount of money instead of writing it with my in pen, but uh, I didn't want to. I mean, that's just a different level. I didn't want to necessarily go that far. I just wanted to do it because it looks so super cool. This is hard earned blood money here. I mean, not blood money, but uh, earned through blood, sweat, and tears. This $10,000 I basically earned in 7 months. So between, I'd like to say between, the end of April, because that's when I started, the last week of April, and the end of October, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's 6 months. Let me see. Uh, from April. So May, June, July, August, September, October. That's it. So it's a 6 month period. Yeah, so that's what I'd like to say, because that's really the bottom line. I earned this money in 6 months. I stacked away this money from chimney work, both from my physical blood, sweat, and tears uh, that I've been doing in the last month and a half, 2 months, and I started the season with a helper that was a very unreliable person as a subcontractor. Not a terrible helper, actually a little bit reliable as a helper. But I started the season and did 5 weeks and figured it was time to send him on his own because I was in too much pain. And in spite of him being terribly unreliable, not living up to any part of what we agreed on as far as days worked and jobs done per day, per week, I managed to squirrel away $10,000. And as you can see, I would go to the trouble of wrapping it up, like changing my 50s for hundreds to make a nice band and make it look like a bank issue to some degree. But there's no point in doing that because I'm going to have to reverse that process very, very soon and convert the hundreds into 50s and 20s to pay stuff as I go. Probably, at least some stuff. So this is my hard earned, very, very difficult. By the way, we're November 2nd. That's why I say I did it in 6 months. I started at the end of April and I had this money by the end of just a little bit before the end of October. So this was a 6 month, 6 month. I wonder if I should, yeah, I guess I should have taped this to one of the bills so it doesn't move as well as much. But yeah, I earned this money in 6 months. Now, what makes this special, why it's so special to film not this alone, which is a hell of an achievement, quite frankly. This is my winter money. What's going to help me survive, pay my cost of living for winter, and potentially give me some pocket money as well along the way. Not potentially, 10,000 would give me up to $2,000 of pocket money after my expenses are paid. Now, that's a little optimistic. That's the plan. That's what I've always strived for. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes the hydro bill's bigger than expected, and certain things happen, whatever, so you just have a little bit less pocket money. But 10,000 for winter is very respectable, and I'm quite confident it'll get me through without having, to work necessarily, which I'm not ruling out. But what's so super cool about this, why it was worth making a video for me, is this other $10,000. This one is nothing but a stack of brownies. Nothing but a stack of brownies. Okay. This is exactly 100 C notes. So if you want to do the math, there's 100 brownies here, $100 bills there, which gives me $10,000. Yeah, this is what's so special about this, is that I actually, for the first time that I could ever remember, have $20,000, over $20,000 in cash. I mean, you could see here, I don't know exactly what I got here. I didn't count it, but I'm quite confident I have about $500 ish here, and I got another, as you can see, $500 here, over 500. That money in here, of course, is earmarked towards bills and cost of living and etc. for the month of November, and for other stuff I want to do before I stop working for the winter. And this money here is kind of left over from some of the sales I've done in DVD sales. I spent a shitload of money this year on DVDs, probably somewhere to the tune of $2,000, over maybe $2,000 of buying lots of DVDs on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji from people and trying to sell them to make money, which is still a plan. I just haven't had time in the last couple of months to deal with it. But this part is proceeds from that, from the sales of some of the stuff I bought and sold at a profit. And this is only some of the stuff I actually saved and wrote down. Some of it went right back into my cash box there, my everyday operating money. And this is actually leftover money from sales of stuff on Kijiji, stuff I had that I no longer wanted, and you could see some of that stuff right here. The AC sale, that was one I had. The trailer is one I bought. The jigger I bought with my own money. What's this? Tire racks I had bought with my own money. I sold at a loss. I probably could have sold them for a little bit more, maybe $450, but I didn't want to squash the deal, lose the deal, and I'm still happy that they're gone. So, and some girly cards, $55 just recently, goes here because this is long stuff that I've had for a long time and has nothing to do with the DVDs. So yeah, so this money together probably would add up to over $500, which is going to become my new, lack of a better word, what could I say? My new emergency fund, savings, loot, if you want. I can't really think of a better way to describe it. So whereas before I used to squirrel away stuff in, as you can see, different categories. This is the DVDs. This is anything Kijiji. That was mine. This 10,000, this 10,000 was winter savings from basically chimney earnings, which you could see here a history of how I squirreled it away and stuff. I'm not sure how I put away $3,500 in one shot. I don't think I did. Anyway, this is just part of the history. There's several pages here. So that's where this $10,000 came from. And this $10,000 is I've had, I think I started the year with basically close to $4,000 in rainy day funds, and then added money. I mean, you could see it here. You could see a bit of the history here. I started the year basically with 4,000 or around that, and that was emergency funds from last year and maybe even a little bit from the year before that I tried building, and then I sold a couple of things. You can see it here. This should have been $150 should have been on the Kijiji list here, but I put it here. I had forgotten all about the Kijiji money. That's why 810 up here is miscellaneous. I don't even remember what it's from. But and I had buried it in this envelope right here, under my cash box, under my all this other stuff in here in the cash box. This envelope was in there, and it had almost $1,000 in it when I found it a month and a half ago. So that was a great help and amazing surprise. But yeah, so this 10,000 came from emergency money that I've been saving for a couple of years, a year for sure. Some sales. I think the addition of this $350, $550, $300 in May. I think this money was probably from chimney earnings. I can't imagine from what else it may be, and why I wrote the date specifically, but not the source. I'm not sure. But by, as you can see, May 24th, I had $5,000. And really, that didn't budge. Now, where the rest of the money came from was because of the COVID this year, I was able to collect 3 payments that I really needed. That's nothing, this 10,000. The COVID money gave me 3 months of $2,000. So March, April, May. The March money I spent immediately to help survive and pay some stuff. And April, May, I kind of held on to until it was time to buy my truck, which I was assured by my lousy helper slash subcontractor that not to worry, that I would never need to have to use my truck to work on chimneys, which of course I am doing and clearly had to do to survive. But that's where this money went. I basically held on to $4,000 for a little while till I bought the truck, which was in early May, and I decided to pay that off in probably June with the COVID money and some cash money I earned, because the truck cost me $6,000 with the taxes and everything. And over that, to plate it and whatnot. So the truck cost me $6,000. I had $4,000 saved in COVID money. This paid for the truck. But the rest of this $10,000 basically came partially from this. This $810 and all these other entries gave me over $1,000. And I had also squirreled away along the way from my chimney earnings. Because I paid the truck with the COVID money, I was able to squirrel away $800 a month for the mortgage, which we suspended for 6 months because of COVID and the uncertainty. And whether it was a good move or a bad move, time will tell. But we did it to feel safe. There was a hell of a lot of uncertainty in the world in April, May, when this opportunity came. So we did it right away. And I was able to act like I was paying the mortgage anyway, even though I wasn't, and squirreled away $800. Now it's $825 we're paying, but anyway, at that time it was $800 for 5 out of the 6 months. I didn't do it for I forget which month, July I think. I didn't do it, but I did it for the other months. And there you have it. So 5 times 800, $4,000. So I had, I started the year with 4,000. I upped it with the sale of, what was it? Surround sound and some cash money that I'm not sure where it came from, chimneys or something else. I was able to up it to 5,000, right? So that was my emergency fund. I upped to 5,000. And by squirreling this money away, and until today, keeping it, with a paperclip, with this paper on it, letting me know where it came from, I was able to save $4,000, which I stopped doing at sometime in September. So last month, October, I didn't do it at all. But I had 4,000 here. So the 5,000 and the 4,000, I decided I would combine if I indeed had over $1,000 here, which I could take and put together, and I did indeed have over $1,000 in the Kijiji envelope, sales proceeds from stuff on Kijiji. Okay. So, and again, some stuff I don't even know what it was from. 810, you would think I would remember that. I forgot completely I had this money until when I sold the AC in the summer and put the money there. And then I think I forgot it again, but I'm not sure. Either way, uh, I decided I'd check today and see if I had indeed over $1,000. I did. I had, I mean, you could do the math here, but pretty sure I had around $1,500 or close to it, and decided, yeah. So what I'll do is I'm gonna combine the money from Kijiji, 1,000 that I needed, the 5,000 I had accumulated between last year and this year as emergency funds, and the 4,000 I had saved in lieu of paying the mortgage. Just built a bit of a security fund, and that gave me $10,000. So for the first time in my life, I got two piles of $10,000. Sitting right here, $20,000, and probably well over 500 here, and for sure 500 here. I got $21,000 plus in my possession in cash right now. $21,000 plus. Now, of course, again, this 10,000 is earmarked to help me survive the winter. This is just going to be the start of a new emergency fund from proceeds of sales and whatnot, and that is already earmarked to survive. I got to pay my November cost of living, $2,000. I owe $1,000 to repair my van, which was done last week. Now I got to pay it back, and I owe $300 on my credit card. So that's $3,300 right there. And I only have $560, and I also have another $500-600 I got to put away for sure for winter stuff, snow removal and septic tank cleaning. That's actually $600. That brings me to 4,000, and this is all I got right now. So I got to get to work. Luckily, I got about 2 weeks of nice weather, workable weather coming in November, starting tomorrow. Actually starting Thursday, but tomorrow I start to work. I'll be able to work tomorrow. And I just forgot one other thing. I got about $200 in coins here. So, like I said, I got well over, these are 25, 25, 25. These are 250s, so that's 175, and these are 10s, 195 right here. And I have more coins in here, and I have more coins in my van if I wanted to roll them and make another roll or something. So I got well over $20,000 here. I got maybe $22,000 ish in cash. I actually, even in my wallet, I forgot I started carrying about $200 cash in my wallet now. It's actually a fanny pack, not my wallet over there that's torn. I carry a fanny pack now, which I'm still trying to get used to. But in there I have about $200. So just in cash, I mean, I don't think I've ever had this much cash in my hands at one time in my life. And if I did, it was very temporary. It was like maybe a loan from the bank that I converted into cash to pay something and hand it over just as quick as I got it. This took a long time to earn. A long time. And by the way, it took a lot of discipline to save. Okay, just want to point that out because that's not what this video is about. But I do want to point that out because if ever Dylan's watching this, or Silva, and quite frankly anybody ever watches this, let it be known. Let me explain. Let me clarify that this took a lot of hard work to accomplish. A lot of hard work. This is an annual thing I got to do basically to survive my winters, and I was very fortunate to get this done this year. And this was, as I said before, the accumulation of money from different sources over the course of 2 seasons. So I don't remember in 2019 how much I started with to eventually get up to $4,000 by, basically this year, 2020. To start 2020 with $4,000. I don't remember how much I started 2019 with from 2018. if anything. But that's this year's about 2 years worth of saving the hard way, and from sales and sales of stuff, and uh, and as I said, as I pointed out, in lieu of paying the mortgage, that allowed me the luxury of saving that money instead of spending it, or instead of paying the mortgage with it. It allowed me to save the money and have a cash, um, you know, windfall, whatever, a cash fallback, rainy day fund. I don't know if I would classify it as an emergency fund or not. I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with that $10,000. As I said, clearly this $10,000 is earmarked, right? This is going to help me survive the winter. So this is not something I could really do anything with. This I could do lots of things with. I could do many, many things with this, including potentially lend it to Silva to reduce her, first of all, payments, her monthly payments, and second of all, the amount of interest she pays. That's certainly on the menu as options. I'll have to sit down and talk to her about it. I actually offered her that, not 10,000 because I didn't have it, but 4 or 5, 6 even, when I had my 4 here and started saving here. I told her 5-6 months ago I could lend you that money until I start needing this, and I just need to see your financials. And basically, she never really came forth with them, and never really followed up with it. And I had given her some gentle reminders once or twice after the initial conversation, and still she didn't really do anything about it, which led me to believe, as I still would today, knowing her as I do, that she wasn't really comfortable with that whole thing at that time. So I just left it alone and did my thing. But it's on the table right now for sure. If it'll help her, I would do that. Another consideration is investing it. Another consideration is sitting on it and just having a cash availability in case of emergency, at least until this one gets sizable enough. Another possibility is buying Silva a ring and asking her to marry me, something I've been wanting to do for a couple of years now, even before my injury. But again, I don't know if I would like to use that money to do that. Maybe this money, I don't know. So lots of possibilities, but this turned out, this should have been a 2-minute video. We're into 22 minutes now, but I just wanted to show really this. How cool it looks. Look at that, eh? I went to the trouble of literally writing out and making sticky bands. Like, these are actually envelope lips, like from this envelope on Kijiji, that I wrote Kijiji on, saved my, this back lip here. I just sliced it off and wrote on it. I wrapped it around the pile and wrote on it the amount of money that's in there, $10,000. And I, these envelopes come with their own sticky lip, right? So you just pull off the wax paper, and you have an adhesive here that seals the envelope. So I just kind of made my own band and cut off a bit of the wax paper, just enough so that the band will stick to itself. Just kind of like it does at a bank when you get stacks of money at a bank, which you never really get. First of all, I don't think you really get $10,000 stacks of money, but I could be wrong. And if you do, this is what it looks like. Not this. You won't have a mix like this of mostly reds and some browns, or any reds and browns. But I just thought it would really, really look cool, so I decided to do it for my own pleasure. And after I did it, I decided to make this video to show it off and show what I've achieved and how I achieved it. And I hope that this is a fun video for whoever might want to watch it one day, and in particular my son. And hopefully whoever watches it learns something from this. All right, thanks for tuning in.